Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everybody's all doing well. I know it's been quite a while since I last put out a video, so I apologize for that. Just been pretty busy lately, but I'm definitely going to try and make more time now and in the future to put out more boxing videos and prediction videos. With that being said, in today's video, I want to talk about the upcoming heavyweight fight between Frank Sanchez and Efe Ajagba, which is taking place on the undercard of Wilder Fury 3, which has been pushed back to October 9th due to Fury catching COVID, unfortunately. But with that being said, it looks like a really good night of boxing that I'm looking forward to. A lot of heavyweight fights on the card, so a night of heavyweight boxing, which is always something I'm going to look forward to. So the other heavyweight fight on the card is Robert Helenius and Adam Karnacki having their rematch. I'll probably do a prediction video on that fight as well sometime this week, maybe even later today. But yeah, with that being said, today's video is going to be about Frank Sanchez versus Efe Ajagba. So let's get into the details of that fight. In my opinion, Frank Sanchez is the more skilled of the two fighters. I think he also has better boxing IQ and is a more naturally gifted fighter of the two. But then with that being said, Efe Ajagba is the more naturally gifted guy physically in terms of, he has the height and reach advantage, quite a significant reach advantage. I think it's about 7 inches and a height advantage of about 3 inches, as well as a weight advantage and probably a punching power advantage. Not to say that Frank Sanchez hasn't got power, because he can definitely punch as well, but Ajagba looks to be, quite a knockout artist, especially in terms of his right hand. It seems to be that is like a similar thing to Deontay Wilder, where most of his power is in the right hand. That's what you got to watch out for when you're fighting those two guys. So yeah, in my opinion, Frank Sanchez can adopt two strategies in this fight. He can either try get on the inside of Ajagba and push him back. In my opinion, Ajagba, not a great fighter on the inside. He seems to be very flat-footed, and he stands pretty upright in the pocket. So if you get on the inside with him, there's a lot of body and head to hit. He's a tall, quite a skinny, big guy though, but I mean, quite a lean body, tall guy that stands up straight in the pocket. So in my opinion, if you get on the inside of him, he's a pretty easy target, a lot of body to hit. And, his head's standing up straight for the overhand shots, overhand right hands, left hooks up top on the inside. He seems to, be a bit of a sitting duck for that. Then as well, I think Frank Sanchez, the other strategy he could adopt is, to box and move. I think he has the better footwork. He's a better mover of the two. I think he even has the better jab out of the two guys, even though he's, shorter and got, less reach. But I think if he's on the outside, that's kind of a more risky strategy in my opinion. Although getting on the inside is risky too, because you can get caught coming in. But he has pretty solid defense, Frank Sanchez, and if he uses a bit of head movement, I think he can get past Ajagba's jab and get on the inside. And also Ajagba, like I say, he's kind of flat-footed, so he doesn't move too well on the back foot. So it's not like he's great at keeping somebody at range if they showing a little bit of head movement and coming forwards. I think you can get closer distance on him pretty easy, get on the inside on him, pretty simply, I think. So I do think actually staying on the outside is more risky, because you're then allowing, Ajagba to be able to catch you on the end of his punches. With a guy like Ajagba, I don't think you want to let him extend those long levers and catch you on the end of a long right hand, because it could very well be the end of the fight if that happens. But if he is going to box and move on the outside, I think he'll have good success with that. Because like I said, I think he's a better, more skillful boxer at range, and I think he's a better counterpuncher as well, with a better jab. But he'll have to be very careful and not set his feet for too long, to where Ajagba can catch him with a long right hand and stuff. So you'll have to keep moving, keep Ajagba turning, keep him off balance. Don't let him set up those power shots. Don't let him sit down on the power shots. Keep that jab on Ajagba as well. So those are the two strategies I think Frank Sanchez could use in this fight to try and pick up the victory. then when you look at Ajagba, for him, I think he's going to be losing majority of the rounds in the fight. I think that's just how it's going to play out. So I think Ajagba, he's got to try and use his jab a bit more in this fight, because, in my opinion, he doesn't commit to the jab enough as he should. Because I think with his size and reach, he could use it like Klitschko did, as more of a weapon of a, pulverizing jab. He could hurt you with the jab, to be honest, but he seems to use it more as, to touch you, to set up the right hand, like to measure for the right hand. That's what he's using his jab for, as maybe using it a bit of a blinder as well, so that you don't see the right hand coming in behind it. But I think he should sometimes, be a bit more consistent with using that as a hard thudding jab to, bust his opponent up and tire them out, slow them down, and keep them, at that distance where he wants them for the right hand. Because, like I say, I think Frank Sanchez, if Ajagba hasn't improved on his jab, I think Frank Sanchez is going to be able to, get on the inside of Ajagba and, work him to the body and the head as well. And then when he's on the outside, I do think Frank Sanchez has got the advantage there in terms of boxing skills. But Ajagba is always dangerous with the power he possesses in his right hand. So that's how I see the fight playing out. I think both men could win by knockout in this fight, to be honest, because I think Ajagba has got a bit of a questionable chin after, what we saw when he fought Kaladze. So a little bit of a questionable chin. I also kind of question whether his stamina is going to be that good when he finally gets, pushed to fight at a bit of a faster pace and against, a better opponent, which he's definitely facing in this fight. Sanchez is going to be the best opponent he's faced. So I do kind of question whether his stamina is going to be all that. And when he gets pushed at that, pace he's not quite comfortable at. So if Sanchez can get on the inside of him, work the body, which I do like. I think he can get on the inside of Ajagba pretty comfortably. I'm not too impressed with Ajagba's jab and the consistency of his jab. Also, I think Ajagba is very flat-footed, pretty stiff. So I think Sanchez can get on the inside of Ajagba and make things uncomfortable for him. So I can see both men winning by KO. Obviously, if Ajagba catches Sanchez, he could easily knock him out. And then I could see Sanchez knocking out Ajagba, either by, wearing him down and making him tired, or just catching him with a good shot and knocking him out. Like I say, I'm not sure of Ajagba's chin after seeing him get put down by Kaladze. But then also I could see Sanchez winning this fight on points, with him just outworking and, being the better boxer, landing, the cleaner shots throughout the rounds and, winning more rounds than Ajagba. He's a high volume guy, got a better jab in my opinion, and, better boxing IQ as well. So if the fight goes the distance, I definitely think Sanchez is going to pick up a victory, unless he's been put down multiple times throughout the fight. The only other way I could see him losing the fight on points, Sanchez that is if maybe he gets hit and hurt early in the fight, which puts him in his shell, which making him very low volume for the rest of the fight, and then fighting at that slow pace that Ajagba's comfortable with, and not taking too many chances because he doesn't want to get knocked out by Ajagba. That's the only way I could really see Ajagba winning this on points, is if he drops Sanchez multiple times and puts him in a shell, and then is able to control the pace of the fight and fight at his own pace. Other than that, I'm definitely leaning towards Frank Sanchez to win the fight. I think he could win, like I say, either on points or by KO. I'm not exactly sure, of Ajagba's stamina. But with that being said, Frank Sanchez is also going to be tested in this fight, probably more than he has been in any of his other fights. It's probably his toughest fight of his career as well. But I'm leaning towards Sanchez to win this fight, guys. Either on points or by stoppage. I'm going with Frank Sanchez. Let me know who you guys are picking in this fight and how you think it's going to play out. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys again soon. Cheers.